Yes, people. It's the Waffle Done in the building, and yeah, man, we've got a special guest tonight. Man, like before I let him come through, man. This show's about in my feelings, yeah, but obviously I want to bring other people into the show, and you know what? It's raw here, so we don't care, yeah. If you're sensitive and you're a tetter out, a tetter in, I don't care, but certain things need to be discussed, and we're going to discuss that today. So, anyway, introducing the main guy, Gianni talks Cassio talks. Yeah, Gianni talks Cassio. How you doing, bro?
Good, my guy. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. It's just been a long day. Sorry, my wife's standing there just trying to put some sweet in my tea. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, man.
Oh, good, man.
But yeah, on the flip side, man, this team is so frustrating at times. Yeah, it almost show they almost show you, you know, that they're capable of just doing, you know, crazy things. Yeah, and then all of a sudden we go to Sunderland, and then I just saw that look on Arteta's face again, that unsure, scared look, shook look, like I don't know what to do. What did you make of the game on Saturday?
Terrible. I'm looking at every single game judged off of what we saw in that 25-30 minute period from Atletico, if I'm being quite honest with you, because that is the level that we should be playing at continuously. Sorry, that's my coffee maker going.
That's cool. It's cool.
But that to me is the thing that I think is the problem here, is that we're not holding this team to the standard. It's £1 billion spent. To see a team spend £1 billion and get roughed up against the team that just came up is bullshit. I'm sorry, like, excuse my French. It's BS. And for me, I've said from the beginning, since we've been done with all the transfers, that this is all on Arteta. There is no more excuses about squad depth and everything else. We have it. And we have quality. It's the problem is the guy is still holding this entire team back. That's all it is at the end of the day. There's no reason for this team to not be able to play good football. I mean, the whole, exactly what you said. It's frustrating. That's the best word to describe this team.
So terrible first half. Didn't look like we was up for the game at all. But we rescued it back in the second half. So Arteta must have said something in the changing room at halftime. You know, go out, just get back into the game. We got back into the game. Good finish by Saka, which I haven't been impressed with this season, but we're gonna get into all the players in a moment. Then Trossard scores a beauty. And now that feeling, that euphoria, is that okay, we're gonna go on and, you know, not being that great, but this is Arsenal this season. We're gonna go on, you know, get the 3 points and get over the line. But we proceeded to score that second goal and then sit back and invite pressure. And then we all know what happens next. Broba or Broby or whatever his name, cross comes in. And what is the goalkeeper doing in that situation? Just coming out.
Miscommunication.
So frustrating. Can you see us bottling the league again this season? Serious question.
100%.
You can see it.
100%. The problem with Arsenal is this. Arsenal, for some reason, normally shows up against the big teams. We play down to the bad teams. That's what I think Arsenal's continual problem is. We always, like, up until all these top gooners talk about this record against the big six, and as true as it is, the problem is it's always we always screw up against the smaller teams. We play to their level. Villa's been our bogey team. Since Unai Emery's taken over. The year we threw it away in the week where we lost to Porto, West Ham, and Villa. Again, we play down to the competition. We don't keep our standard. We play down, which is part of the problem. We can somehow stink away through a game. I mean, what was it? Liverpool's the first loss in I don't know how many games against the big six.
Yeah.
So we can stink our way to wins and draws against the Big Six up until that. But everything else is always where the problem comes into play. So, and I mean, there's better teams out there than Sunderland. I mean, let's be honest. Up until the loss that they had against Liverpool, Villa's been on a tear. The last few weeks is starting to get hot again. You know, we have to play Villa twice in a month, and that's our bogey team. We have to play Villa. I think Villa's twice in December or twice in January. I think it's January.
Emery's going to be up for that game. He's always up for the Arsenal games, isn't he?
Yeah, always. And Emery's playing for his job this year. Let's be honest. As much as he's been held back by the finances and the politics of PSR, he's playing for his job. He has to try to get back in the Champions League again with Villa. So he's definitely going to be up for it. And again, they've been our bogey team. We haven't had a good record against Villa since he took over. So, you know, and again, the fact that we played down to the competition, there's no reason for us to be playing the way that we did against Sunderland. There's no reason for that. Not with the team that we have. We should be playing open attacking football and creasing them. They changed their formation to play defensive against us.
Yes.
Like let's be real here. They switched to a back five. They haven't. I haven't seen Sunderland play with a back five the whole year.
I haven't seen a back five in ages in the Premier League. You know, when they bring up the screens and that, I was like, 5 at the back.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They set up defensively against us. We fell into the trap and played down to their level instead of playing at the level we need to play at. That's my worry with this team. If we looked at every game like a Big Six game, then we should be winning the league hands down, but we don't. And that's where the problem is, especially when it comes to the manager.
We sound a bit like, you know, just a little bit of like a better Chelsea, because Chelsea do kind of like the same thing. They're up for the big games, but the little games, obviously Sunderland beat them. But the big games, they're always up for the big games. And obviously, they're not always great in the big games, but still, they're always up for those type of games. What? This manager get paid a lot of money, yeah? Why does he go into this mode of like, I don't mind the defensive thing and winning games, yeah? I don't mind that, the control, and I don't mind that. But you have to kind of like, sometimes not be so scared in games. And if we lose, we lose. But at least we can look at you and say, well, you had courage there, Mikel. You went brave, Mikel. You brought on Ethan Mikel to, like, you know, try and attack, you know, the last few minutes of the game. You know, you brought on Skelly. You brought on Incapie. You done something. But I'm seeing Marino still on the pitch. We know Marino's legs, yeah? We know that guy. Every 5 minutes, that guy's on the floor. Every 5 minutes, he's... For such a big guy.
He's weak.
I don't know how... He's a big guy. What? This guy is always on the floor, holding it. All right, the elbow, yeah, I get that. And, yeah, that was crazy, yeah? But this guy, he shouldn't have been on the pitch. He should have been off the pitch. This what is it with this? What is it with the manager? Is it a problem with his? I don't know. I don't know what to say about this.
I honestly think he's trying to. I honestly think Mikel Arteta is trying to look like a smart ass compared to Pep, because simple things. There's simple things that should be done and should be taken care of, but we don't do it. I have been against Mikel Moreno being the center forward for this team since we first tried it. I said this on Aaron's channel after the game was over on Sunday, and I said Trossard. Everybody agreed on the panel. Trossard's our best pure finisher. Besides Gyökeres, he's our best finisher. So why is the best finisher not playing up top? Why is the best pure finisher not playing up top? The guy's a better finisher than Havertz. He scored more goals than Havertz did. The year that we lost the league by 2, he scored more goals than him. So again, why are we not putting him in the position of scoring? This is the part that I don't get. You know, it's simple things like that bother me. You're playing against a back five. A technical forward would be able to open up the five more if you're going to go and attack. But if you're just going to play this hold-up play and continue to try to play this over, I don't even know what our striker does anymore. Outside of trying to play a false nine that's useless. That's really what it is at the end of the day. It's a false nine that's useless because you see it's holding Gyökeres back. You know, it just overall, it's anything that he's doing is not helping. That's what I think. It's beyond the bench, man, because Dalman here, I'll say something else. I don't care what anybody says. Dalman should be starting from now on. Dalman starting from now on. And that's the indictment of how bad the board has ran this club and how the sporting director in the past or whoever with Edu and with Arteta at the helm, this club has been mismanaged. How have we spent £1 billion and we're hoping a 15-year-old's the guy to unlock the offense? You know what I mean? It's absolute nonsense.
Yeah. Well, the argument is that obviously Saka's the main guy, isn't it? And this is one of the issues that I have with Mikel. Yeah, Saka has played, I think, 90 minutes Saturday. He played the 90 minutes
in the Champions League.
In the Champions League, and didn't he play the 90 minutes previous to that as well?
No, I think he got subbed, but I thought it was still like 80 minutes. Like he
still a long time to be playing. You know, Bauman's one of our most technically young. Obviously, forget about his age for a moment, but you know, if you bring on someone like that, yeah, he's going to win fouls for a start. Yeah, because he's got the ability to go past players. What I saw on Saturday with Saka is that he just hasn't got that ability. You know, he hasn't got that ability to go to easily pass players. He's not really that pacey. I don't even want to put it down to injuries because this is just the way he plays. I think it's from the academy, the style of play, how he's been nurtured, and you know how he's grown up playing football. Obviously, when he was younger, he was much more technical, but he's obviously like been roboticized in Arteta's system. And Dalman, who's not really been given that, you know what I mean? He hasn't got the Arteta magic on him yet.
Give me 1 second.
Spell. Yeah, no problem. He hasn't. Yeah, I'll still talk there. He hasn't got the Arteta spell on him yet. He would have come on, and I'm sure he would have done a few bits. Big up to Caps in the building as well, man. I can see you, man. Thank you for joining as well. Caps says the guy is growing. It's not on the ball with Dalman, it's off it. Oh, so what are you saying, that defensively he's not able to do the defensive work? Is that what you're actually suggesting? That we keep Saka on because of the defensive work that he does? I hear it, but we lost the game at the end of the day. So, you know, I suppose if Martinelli was fit, he would have probably been able to come on. But it's the same problem every season with this team, bro. It seems like the same, and it sounds like I'm having a moan right now, but it seems like this season upon season. And even when I try to just like go through games now and not stress as much, yeah, I still see the same problems rearing its heads, because I decided this season I'm not gonna stress no more. I'm just gonna, you know, not panic. And so far it's been all right. But that game annoyed me a little bit. I'm disappointed because now I've got my Man City mate. I had a show earlier with him. He's like, we're winning 2 trophies this season, the Premier League, and he wants the Champions League. Already they're talking. And I thought we were the main guys. I thought we were the main guys, Johnny.
Yeah, but the problem is, again, we are the main guys. It's down to the coaching. See, on a quick side note with Man City, I said that I've said this a few times. For me, if Kenny Ken on Lee's show earlier was talking about it, this City team is not the same City team that comes from behind and wins. That midfield that powered that team, that was the main source of how they always led to winning, is no longer there. Gundogan's not there. De Bruyne is not there. Bernardo Silva's not at the same level as he was 3 years ago with that team. The Diaz has fallen off a cliff with his form. Kyle Walker's not there to match up against the fastest player of the other team to shut down one side of the wing. That team is no longer there. This team has to go to the teams that would always give City problems historically, like a Everton, like a Wolves, the teams that could sit in deep and force them and try to force their hand and get a draw against City. City has to go and prove that against all these other teams first before we can start saying that City's going to be winning the Premier League. Because for me, I think City, as good as they are, and because Haaland is a walking goal machine, it's still the rest of their team has to prove that they're up to the task. Because what happens if Cherky falls off a cliff? What happens? Marmoush, we were talking about, was arguably the second best player on this team going forward in the offensive phase. He can't even get into the team because his form has fallen off. So we need to see first about City. It's a little early for all these teams. You can't. For me, I never judge who's going to win a championship until about between 22nd and game 22 and game 25. Then you've seen enough. Because again, one injury can shut a whole thing down. I mean, if Erling Haaland blows his ACL right now, then what?
Well, they're in big trouble.
So exactly. So it's we have to see where everything's at a little bit further. But what we can comment on with Arsenal is the style of play. And the problem with Arsenal, Saka, for one, I think is a perfect example. When you look at how we played the year we bottled the 8-point lead, Saka and Martinelli were basically playing as more strikers than what they were as far as wide players. Since we've bottled that league, their positioning on the pitch in the offensive phase is being pulled back to where they're more defensive than what they were that year. So for me, I think that's the first part of the problem. Is it shows that it's on the manager, because tactically he's already going in more defensive than what he used to be. Ever since we bottled that league, and again, it also goes in with his decision to take out Trossard, because Trossard almost went 2 straight months as Premier League Player of the Month when he came to us, and our offense was ticking with him there. He took him off, put Jesus on, and it disrupted the entire form of the team. And since we've bottled that, they've gotten further and further back. They play more defensive. I mean, there's times where Saka and Martinelli or Trossard look like wingbacks.
Yep.
So it's like, why can't we take a page out of other teams? Like for Saka, for example, Saka, because he's being told to stay touchline winger and more defensive, his chances of scoring goals is getting diminished. Plus, I don't think Saka really had an opportunity to heal properly from the surgery. He was thrown immediately back in last year. So that's another thing that we still need to look at with him. But for me, again, this is all tactical stuff down to the manager. He's the reason why we're being held back.
Yeah. I remember Trossard was cooking in 22-23 season. Going forward,
I hate GA, but the guy had like 14 or 15 goal contributions in the Premier League in 20 games with Arsenal.
Boy.
And he takes him out to throw Jesus, who wasn't even as good as Trossard. And again, it's the thing, we're not playing our players in their best positions. That's another problem, which is why I say he's trying to copy Pep. But go, listen, I can do the same thing as you and tinker and have guys play in different positions, but I'm going to do it better than you can, which he hasn't proved it. And he's continuing to show that he can't prove it. So that's the issue with him. It's his ego. It's his ego at the end of the day.
It's crazy. It's a good thing you mentioned Trossard, yeah, because I thought he had a decent game on Saturday. Eze seems to be struggling in that 10 position.
Again, I think it's down to the manager. Look how deep Eze was getting into the defensive side of the game and where he had to get the ball from where he's normally getting the ball when we saw him at Crystal Palace. He was closer to the halfway line. when he was with Crystal Palace than where he is. Again, it's this constant push for over defensive on Arteta. An over defensive tactical game plan is what's killing these guys.
Where do you think I call it nasty November? Where do you think we will be after the 3 games? So we've got Spurs, I know we've got Bayern Munich, and we've got Chelsea after the international break here. Where do you see us? What do you see it? Do you see us winning any of those games, drawing? How do you see us?
We should be beating Tottenham. We should be beating Tottenham. Bayern, I think, is going to be interesting. Bayern, I'm a little optimistic for Bayern, but the young kid Pavlovic is starting to really get into form. Because the problem with Bayern the last 2 seasons has been that defensive side of the midfield has been very weak, and the physicality in the midfield as far as being able to win second balls, win headers, and everything else has not been the best. So I want to see how our midfield matches up with them. But I mean, Bayern is Bayern. Bayern could always just show up and end up scraping us again, which I'm interested to see. Chelsea, I don't know. Chelsea, I think could be a difficult one because we're on the road. We're at the bridge for that one, right?
Yeah.
Chelsea, I think we can get a draw there. If we play like we did against Sunderland, I don't know. It's all going to be what we do. And then after that, I think it's Brentford. I don't know if Brentford's on the road. We should be walking away with 7 points.
I think Brentford's at home. Oh,
Brentford. Well, if Brentford's at home, Brentford's at home. Well, it's Spurs, Chelsea, Brentford, Villa is the next 4, and Villa's on the road.
You got Villa's on Villa. You got me worried about this Villa. Now you and the Man City guy said that you had to play. You mentioned Villa, yeah. Now you're getting me worried about this game. Now, should I be worried about this Villa game?
Depending on where they're at, yeah. I had Villa finishing 4th over Chelsea this year.
What? Serious?
Yeah.
But they didn't. They had a poor start to the season.
They had a poor. I'm saying before the season started, my prediction. I had Emery getting back into the Champions League this year. Yeah. I think Emery, and I'm still confident with that team because I trust Emery more than I trust Mascara. What's his name? Maresca. I trust him more than I trust Maresca. So, and I don't trust Tom. I said from the beginning, I don't think Thomas Frank was going to last a full season at Tottenham, to be quite honest with you. I said that at the beginning of the season on Aaron's channel, on one of his call-in shows. I go, I don't think Thomas Frank lasts a full season with Spurs, to be honest with you. So for me, Villa is the team that I'm nervous about. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Chelsea. If we can walk away with Chelsea with a win and we can get a draw or a win at Villa Park, then I think it's in our hands. Because like I said, City, the only thing that with City is that we don't know what that defense is going to do. If City turns up one game where it's a shootout, we've seen City get got with that defense. So that's why I say this isn't the same City team that used to go on those runs. So it's still up in the air. Where I think we'll still be in first place come time for the Villa game. The Chelsea thing is the only question. So maybe they catch us on 2 points. So maybe we'll be down to a 2-point lead by the time we hit Villa.
Sorry, Johnny. What about, like, we're involved in cups as well, so we know when it comes to management. Yeah, we've got the Champions League, sandwiched in between the Chelsea game. I think 3 days. The Chelsea game are 3 days. Later. Now we know how this manager sometimes manages the squad. Yeah, he sometimes gets a little bit out of his depth when it comes to managing the team. He might go ultra weak, against Chelsea, and then all of a sudden we're drawing or losing the game now. Remember the Villa game? Was it last season? Where Was it last? No, not last season. Season before against City, where we had Bayern Munich again, and I think we had Villa. We were playing Villa as well. I don't know which game was first, whether it's the Villa or the Bayern Munich game, but we bottled the Villa game. I think we lost 2-0 or something like that. Was it 2-0? That Villa game? Two seasons ago.
2 seasons? Yeah. Yeah. We lost to them too. We missed like 4 chances in the first half, and then they got us in the second half. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've seen this before. I know this is group stages and stuff like that, but we've seen this type of crazy what's he doing in the team kind of thing, like all of a sudden now he's bringing players like that, not even had hardly a run out. So maybe you see Norgard now, starting like, the Chelsea game, or just he will do something crazy and you'll be like, well, you've had opportunities to play him. Why have you not played him? You had opportunities to play Ethan. It's like he's throwing players into the deep end. Now, I know there's a lot of guys out there that trust in Arteta and they love Arteta and, they rate Arteta as a genius and stuff like that. But you have to question some of the decision-making that this guy makes. And we have to scrutinize because this guy's on 15 million sterling a year.
And his 6th year in.
1 FA Cup, Johnny.
And
Pep has the tools, because everyone talks about us as having the best squad. Pep has a good squad as well. 100%. Pep has good players. He has very good players. Look at this O'Reilly guy, this O'Reilly kid that he's got balling at the moment in the left.
Doku.
Look
at the level that he's gotten Doku up so far this season. And in my opinion, he's got top 2 best goalies in the world on his team.
Donnarumma and who's the other one?
Well, for me, it's Donnarumma and Courtois are the 2 best goalkeepers in the world.
Yeah.
Donnarumma, as far as shots.
You don't rate Alisson?
I do. I think the problem with Alisson for me is he's too damn injury prone.
Yeah.
He's too damn injury prone.
Yeah.
With for me, but I mean Courtois. Look at the difference of Courtois.
Amazing, man. Oh,
the problem that comparing Alisson to Courtois is Courtois has been the victor over Alisson on 2 Champions League finals. Just one. The 1-0. The 1-0 when Liverpool battered them and Trent Alexander-Arnold fell asleep and Vinny got him on the back post.
Yeah.
But that, for me, I'm taking Courtois over Alisson any day. And I think Alisson, what he's better at Donnarumma at, I don't care for. I don't care that you're better. I hate this on the ball bullshit with goalies. I really do. I can't stand this shit.
You're old school, innit? You're a bit old school, innit? You're old school.
Brother, the best goalkeepers we've ever seen never needed to use their feet. Gigi Buffon and Iker Casillas used to start plays with throwing the ball out. Same thing with when you want to go even further back.
But Pep brought all of this on the ball crap into the game. Pep's guilty for a lot of stuff he's brought into the game, and our manager just seems to still be obsessed with following him.
Why? He's a disciple. Because he's a disciple of Pep. That's what it is. The guy Cuesta who left Arsenal is at Parma. He's trying to play similar how Arsenal plays at Parma, and he's getting smacked up in Italy. So it's like it is what it is. But the thing is Pep has the credit in the bank though. The problem is he's got the silverware to do what he does. So we can say that he's killed football and with all the system stuff and everything else, but he's got the credit in the bank. Arteta doesn't. That's where
he's been given the money as well. It's not like he hasn't been given the money.
Who?
Arteta's been given the money. Arteta's been given the money as well.
Arteta has spent enough money. Arsenal has given Arteta enough money to where the Cronkies could have bought Inter Milan and paid off 200 million of their debt. That's how much money this guy's been given. That's why I say that it's down to the manager. Squad, I think we do have the best squad in England, if I'm being honest with you. Because player for player in each position, I think we have more squad depth than everybody else.
Bruce Gobler was playing it. Yeah, yeah. But he was an exception, though, wasn't he?
It was an exception to the rule. Everybody saw Manuel Neuer lead Germany to win a World Cup and saw Bayern Munich win a treble. Then everybody wanted to do it with how he was playing at the back line when Pep was at Bayern. That's what really caused all of this for these goalies to do that. But, you know, shot stopping is more important than ball playing.
And talking about shot stopping, Raya for me is overrated. Whoever's watching this, I don't care what anyone says. I think he's hella overrated. He's got a very good defense in front of him. Yes, he makes. Do you know what? He made some good saves on Saturday. Don't get me wrong, but he's got this thing about him where I don't know. He has those moments, man. Like Caps in the chat, he was saying when he went to the Emirates, I can't remember what game it was. It might have been a cup game. He was saying this guy was playing on the halfway line, the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Playing on the halfway line.
Yeah. That nonsense. This shit doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy, man. It's
but again,
crazy.
Is that down to Raya or is that down to the manager? That's the problem. I mean, you see every single time, you see it throughout the game.
But you keep saying the manager, Yanni, but sometimes the players have to take responsibility.
Bro, these players ain't got the balls to do that. Let's be honest. These players ain't got the balls to do that. If these players had the balls to go against what Arteta was saying, we would be playing better football than this. Come on. Let's hear. This is where two things are not right at the same time. There are times where two things can be right at the same time, but there's also times where two things can't be right at the same time. You cannot sit here and tell me that we have one of the best number 10s in England, one of the best strikers in the world, one of probably the second best right winger in the world. We have one of the best pure finishers in the league in Trossard. I don't know where you want to rate Trossard.
Best right back in the world, or best right back in
best right back in the world, best center back pairing in Europe right now. Calafiori, I mean, listen, take it from an Italian. I think
you don't like him. I know you don't like him. I know you don't like him.
He's a bum. He should not be on this team.
He's played well though. He's played well this season. You don't think so?
No,
brother. You know what? I've heard you on Calafiori already. Yeah, I watched you guys against. Who did I watch you guys play against? Italy. I watched you play again, and you absolutely battered the team. I can't remember who it was, but I thought Calafiori played excellent in that game. I think because he plays centre back for Italy, doesn't he? In a free,
he plays center back because of the politics. He's nowhere near deserving to be.
He's not Bastoni level. We know that.
He's not best. He's not even better than Mancini at Roma. He's not better than Mancini. He's not better than Gatti, who's the captain at Juventus. They're both better than him. It's politics. It's politics of where a guy is playing. It's
Calafiori.
Brother, the Italian FA is the most corrupt FA there is. There's so much politics and bullshit that goes into picking that team. It's ridiculous. That's why Italy always has good players. We just can never figure out how to win. So my problem with Calafiori is this. Why are you lining up as a secondary striker?
He's everywhere, isn't he? Calafiori, isn't he?
He's everywhere, but where we need him to be.
But who's giving him that license to do that?
The manager. How many times have you seen Calafiori come on the left-hand side around either Martinelli or Trossard, get the ball, and is too scared to run at the box? He just passes it backwards.
Yeah.
Any left back, if you and me were to sit here and try to make a fantasy 11, any left back we choose are going to have the balls to go and attack the box every time that opening is there, or at least swing a cross in. This guy's trying to swing a cross in from 15 yards behind the 18-yard box and try to fucking hit somebody where the angle is going to be damn near impossible unless you tap in old school Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Like, let's be real here. The guy offensively is not that freaking good. And defensively, the game that everybody says that he had a good game when he played against Mo Salah was getting doubled up the whole time. The two times that Salah had him one-on-one, Salah had him back up all the way to damn near to the goalpost and was able to get a shot and was able to find passes in the box. The guy's not that good. Like, if you really break down his games and see where he's at, he's not that good. He's basically a left back version of Gattuso. Gattuso was terrible on the ball, but he ran around the field like a fucking madman.
Yeah.
That's all he does. That's all Calafiori does. He's not that good, man. I'm sorry. He's not that good. I don't see what people are talking about with him.
Yeah, come on though, come on. You know, he can finish though. He can finish though, can't he? He can finish. If you give him,
he's good for a finish once in a while. But are you going to take a left back that finishes once in a while, or you want a left back who's solid defensively and can go forward?
I'm taking defense. If I had two Timbers on each side, well,
leave Timber's damn near the best right back in the world right now. The only reason why he's not the best right back in the world, big up AJ. The reason why he's not the best right back in the world is because Hakimi just won the treble with PSG.
Yeah.
Outside of that, Timber's the best right back in the world. Let's just take who we used to have in the skills that Kieran Tierney had. Kieran Tierney can run up and down the pitch the entire time. And if you get him into the positions that Calafiori in on the left wing, he's crossing balls in all day long. Calafiori is stop and go backwards. And then as a left back, let's stop and go backwards and then try to run into the box to be a secondary striker. This shit's madness.
But who's better defensively? That Cap says Hakimi's but defensively, I think Timber is the best defensively.
Defensively, he's way better than Hakimi. Hakimi's the best going forward because he can score. He can score goals like no problem. Timber can't attack the same way that Hakimi can. And the other thing is Hakimi's pace is what helps him out defensively because Hakimi is fast as shit.
Recovery, his recovery. So is a right back. So are we talking a right back has to now in this system be someone that is an attacker now? Or does a right back just, does he have to overlap? Does he have to, because these fullbacks got a lot of responsibility now, but I thought the wingers are supposed to do the job.
For me, the wingers can't do the job because, again, it comes down to the manager holding them back. See, my whole thing is this. I've never liked, trying to think of the best way. The best example I can give is, for me, the way I think we should play that sits our players is similar to how Mancini played with Italy in the Euros. Di Lorenzo basically sat back and tucked in and played three center backs to cover the back line to let Spinazzola run up the left-hand side. For us, if Calafiori is going to constantly run all over the pitch, I think when he goes forward, you just pull everybody in, and it's basically a back line of three with Magalhaes, Saliba, and Timber. That way, all three guys got pace. All three guys can tackle out in the open. Your defense is covered when you're going forward. And then you're going to have to leave, because we signed him, you leave Zubamendi in front. You can leave Zubamendi and Rice in front and then let everybody else play with the ball and attack. That's the way I think we should be playing with the players that we have. For me, I don't like the way Calafiori is moving wild through there because that left-hand side, we just haven't faced a team that can take advantage of it yet. Here's the reason why we're going to see, like, going up against Bayern. If Calafiori is running all over the pitch, what's going to happen if he gets caught out by Elise?
I ain't even thought about that yet. I haven't even thought about that.
So that's and here Cap said it there too. And then when you look at Zubamendi, when it gets physical, he hides. Zubamendi has not lived up to the hype. And I'm sorry, not only Lee, but plenty of others hit the nail on the head. The guy isn't that great defensively. He's really not. He's good when he's on the ball. He's a good defensive midfielder when he's on the ball. But getting physical and doing the dirty work, he's not that great at. That's why you have to play with a double pivot. That's
what Caps is saying as well. If it's physical.
You got to leave. And that's the thing. Now you're dropping Rice back. So what was the point of letting go of? I mean, obviously, other shit went on with parts.
Yeah.
But, at that point, what's the point of spending $60 million on Zubamendi when you could have just moved Rice back to do both jobs and got another midfielder in? To be able to be a more offensive-minded midfielder. So for me, I think the problem is, again, it just comes down to the manager. Everything comes back to the manager and the way that we're playing. I'm at least liking the fact that he's going to a 4-2-3-1. I just don't like the fact of Calafiore going all over the place and Eze having to drop so far in to get onto the ball to where we're taking away from where his capabilities are. Eze's capabilities is finding through balls and scoring goals. He can't do that playing further back, which is how we've been playing. So again, it's another handicap.
See, all of this talk, yeah, it's crazy because we've been playing. We've either not been playing well, or we've had teams that can't do anything against us because I don't think Zubamendi is the problem. Yeah, I just think the way our attack has been set up is the problem. So Gyökeres obviously not being able to score as many goals as we would like, because the likes of Saka and Trossard, they're kind of like inside forwards where their first instinct is to kind of like try and shoot on goal. We know these guys are quite selfish when it comes to trying to score. But all of this talk that we're talking about, it doesn't sound like we're going to win the league, because I'll be real with you, Johnny, yeah? When we was going on a run, I didn't hear no one moaning about Zubamendi. I didn't hear no one moaning about Calafiore. I didn't hear no one. I was moaning about Saka, by the way, because I don't think Saka's been good at all. But I didn't hear no one moaning about the team. But now we've drawn a game. Everything's just coming to light now.
Oh, I've been saying this from the beginning of the season. I've been saying this stuff from the beginning of the season. It's just sometimes you have to wait and see it come to fruition. Arsenal's always strong.
Shout my boy BBK Sports in the building, man. Big up to you, man. Make sure you go and subscribe to Gianni as well. Yeah, his channel's here.
Big up Taryn every time.
Yeah, big up Taryn, man.
But the problem at the end of the day is that we've been talking about this. It's just waiting to rear its ugly head. Arsenal's always good at the beginning of the season. December, January, and February are always the 3 months that rear its ugly head. Yep. And that's what it is. My thing with Zubamendi is I think he's playing out of position.
Really?
Zubamendi, all he should be doing is receiving the ball from Rice, winning. Rice should be cleaning everything up in the midfield. I don't want to see Declan Rice going forward and running into the fucking box. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Crazy.
I don't want to see it. I want to see Declan Rice win every aerial duel and win every open field tackle that he's getting to return it.
Listen, that was Saka's first open play away goal? Yeah. No way. No, it wasn't.
No. Not 18 months. Because didn't he score an open play goal against Real Madrid?
And against Leeds, innit? Was it Leeds or Forest? Where is it where he scored that banger?
I think that was Forest.
Yeah.
Was that Forest?
One of them teams, anyway. Yeah, he definitely scored against one of those teams.
But Saka, my problem with Saka is my problem with Saka is I don't think Saka's properly healed, and I think Saka's being played too far away from the goal. In my opinion, Saka and whoever plays left wing, whether it's Trossard, Martinelli, or Dalman, they should be playing off the edge of the 18-yard box, not a touchline winger. We need them closer to goal so that faster diagonal passes through the midfield is already getting them faster to a goal-scoring opportunity than waiting for them and trying to make them play hero ball. Because Saka, that first step and burst of pace ain't there right now. That was his issue, right? That's his issue right now, is that burst of pace, that breakaway first step that he had those 2 years, it's not there right now. And I don't know if that's down to the injury or if it's down to the injury, but he's also tired from the amount of minutes he's racking up. So for me, I think we need to start closer to the goal for the wingers for us to see more production coming out of them. And again, Declan Rice should be winning every pass. And if he can't pass forward, lay it back to Zubamendi for Zubamendi to then go out to the wings or get the play or to reset the play and get the play going again. Declan Rice does not need to be going forward at all. That's why we got Eze. That's why he's playing a number 10 position. That's why Eze should be given the freedom in the middle to play how he plays. We're holding him back as well because, again, he's coming back and doing too much defensive work because they're trying to split defensive work with Rice so Rice can also move forward. The only time I want to see Rice moving forward is taking free kicks or corner kicks. Other than that, stay the hell back and cover the back line with Zubamendi.
You know what? Yeah. Why does Pep not have these problems? And Arsenal always seem to have these problems: square holes, round pegs, and all that kind of stuff. Why are we always trying to fit players into positions that they don't excel at, and then expect, do you know what I'm saying, to just be victorious and win leagues and stuff like that? And then, as you said, yeah, definitely, yeah, very good point. As you said, when it gets to December, January, February, players are just finished, you know, injuries as well. Why do we always seem to have other teams have injuries, don't get me wrong, but it always seems like Arsenal have more injuries than other teams. Doesn't it feel like that to you?
Always, because we run the 11 into the ground the first half of the year.
Not their real Prem away state. Last away Prem goal before Sunderland was Brighton away in the what?
Last away open play goal in the Prem.
Oh wow,
that's crazy.
But he was injured though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was injured for 3 months.
Yeah,
he was out. What was it? 3-4 months combined last year.
Yeah. So, and that was towards the end of the season, wasn't it?
Well, we got him back with the last 2 months, last 2.5, 3 months to go.
Right. It's crazy.
Because I think did he go down? No, that was Gabby Jesus that went down.
That was against Palace, wasn't it? He got into the Palace game, isn't it?
Yes.
Away,
yeah.
Saka definitely not over the injury. I fully agree with that. So why, if Saka's not fully over the injury, see, this is where I need you guys to help me with this. If Saka's not fully over the injury, why is he playing 90 minutes yesterday? Or sorry, on Saturday, and was it 80 minutes in the Champions League game? Why is he getting so many minutes now when we've got Dowman who can come on? Obviously, Martinelli's injured. Noni's injured at the moment, which
Ethan can come on.
Ethan could come on in that position as well. I just don't get it. Someone needs to help me.
Because he's set in stone on his starting 11. He is set in stone on his starting 11. That's why he lives and dies by his starting 11. Listen, I would not be shocked if let's say everybody was coming back, every single injury we had was coming back at the end of this international break. I would not be shocked if we saw Gyökeres line up as the left winger and Havertz starts as the false 9. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. I could see that, I can see that. I can see that happening as well.
Because, and here's the problem that a lot of people don't talk about with Gyökeres. Everybody acts like it's a big surprise that Gyökeres ain't scoring. Gyökeres' playing style is very similar to who? Aubameyang. Very similar playing style. The only difference is Aubameyang is way better in the air than Gyökeres is, and he's faster. He's not as bulky as Gyökeres is. But that's the only difference. They're both off-the-shoulder runners for strikers. They're not hold-up play strikers, and they're not false 9. Aubameyang could play more false 9 than Gyökeres because of his dribbling ability. So besides that, It's the same. Besides those things, it's the same player. And Aubameyang didn't fit. Aubameyang got pushed to the left wing because we had to play Lacazette. So again, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw that happen. You know, Havertz has already proved he can't play on the wing. So it's, and if he shoot, and if like what Camp said, yeah, I mean, and where he can't play the right wing, I don't know why.
He played all right on the right wing, Ethan, didn't he? Last season.
Yeah,
decent. He's an intelligent player. He's an intelligent player. What is holding? He's going to
lose the ball. He's going to lose the ball because these guys aren't infected yet with the stringent robotic movement. These guys are going to try to enforce their will on the game. Same thing with Dalman. Look at who did we beat in the League Cup? Who was the smaller division team that we beat in the League Cup? We looked terrible. Dalman came out. Port Vale. He put that one ball in, that curler over the top that got Gyökeres in the shoot. I don't think he scored on it.
No, he didn't score. Yeah.
Did you see? Go back and watch that and look at Arteta's face after he did that. Arteta looked pissed.
Why? Because he's played him in.
Because he's not playing to the way Arteta wants to play. Arteta wants this slow, methodical, robotic ball.
Go back.
Yeah.
Oh man. And this man. You know, the thing is as well about this internationals break as well is that it's just got thinking. So if we're thinking now, how's he thinking now?
It's the worst time to happen when you take a loss like that, and now it's got to weigh on you for 2 weeks. And again, it's not like we're going against the bottom feeders of the Premier League when we get back to where this should be an easy game for us to, you know, put our foot down and say, no, we're not going like that. We're going against Spurs, which we should beat Spurs. Again, if we don't beat Spurs 2-3-0, I'm going to have a problem with that, because I don't think Thomas Frank is that good of a manager. And the way Spurs are playing, the fact with that game against United, we should be smoking them. So for me, I don't think that. And then Chelsea, I wouldn't be upset if it's a draw because it's at the Bridge.
But even then, I still want to beat them. Yeah, but listen, I can't. Whatever AJ's put there, that's not even. I'm not even thinking that into existence. There's no way I'm thinking about that. Is there anything you want to ask me?
What how serious should we be taking this League Cup? Because I think if we don't win the League Cup, I don't think we win the league.
Very serious. There's still some big teams in that competition. Man City are still in that competition. Now, whether Pep wants to take that serious,
he will.
He's won it many times anyway. No, we need to win. We need to win something, because if he doesn't win this Premier League, that's kind of his backup, you know. And that's not.
If he doesn't win the Premier League, he's got to go. He's got to go.
I totally agree with that.
He could do a cup double. He's still got to get the fuck out of this club. He can win the FA Cup and the League Cup. He's still got to go.
I've been saying this, but you know, there's obviously my boy BBK. If he wins a double, BBK saying he can stay. I hear it, but for me personally, we haven't spent $1 billion to win doubles. You know what I mean? Domestic cups. We spent $1 billion to win a Premier League or a Champions League. And it looks pretty and everything, parade and all that, you know, and stuff like that. But the feeling and the aura of that wipes away. A Premier League keeps you steady for at least another season. And
a League Cup double would be okay if he won the Premier League this year, and let's say next year he gets second, but he won a cup double. That's a better scenario than he wins a cup double this year, and then we have to wait to see next year.
Yeah,
he doesn't win the Premier League, he's got to go.
Yeah,
he's got to go. Champions League, Champions League, I'm not even equating us into that.
Can we not win that? Can we not win that, in your opinion?
No.
Why'd you say that? Because Champions League is one of those ones. It depends on the teams you get.
See, I don't even think it comes down to that, to be quite honest with you. I'm a bigger believer in the heritage. I'm a bigger believer in the heritage. When you look at Arsenal, we on the outside of the fact we have no European heritage, against the other teams, that heritage kicks in, whether people want to admit it or not. The heritage always kicks in. Real Madrid, when they went on that run with Zidane, were not the best team in the competition or even the best team in Spain for two of those 3 years straight. But the heritage kicks in and they won. Arsenal, to me, is a team that has to win a couple of consecutive Premier Leagues and other trophies to build the winning mentality before you get to a Champions League. I don't think this team is built to go on a one-off Champions League run, in my opinion. I just don't. I think there's too many mental blocks. If there wasn't mental blocks, if we had a competent manager, for sure we could have a chance. I mean, you listen, this Arsenal team is light years ahead of that Dortmund team that made the final a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, I think for me, Arsenal is a 3-4 year project to get Champions League. We got to win some trophies and rack up this winning mentality before we worry about a Champions League. You know? So for me, the Premier League is the end all be all for him. Now, if he was able to pull off a Champions League, I salute. You get another year. You get credit in the bank for that. But for me, I don't think he's built like that, and I don't think this team is ready to do that. I think this team has to take stepping stones in winning. Like for me, if we don't win the League Cup, I think that once again proves we don't have the winning mentality to go on and win the Premier League with this manager.
So hold on. So Johnny, if we go out of the League Cup, doesn't logically that mean that we put all our, crabs or whatever in the bucket towards the Premier League? We don't but you still
have the FA Cup too.
Oh yeah, and the Champions League, which we're still in.
And the Champions League. For me, my thing is this: the League Cup should be the League Cup should be setting the standard for the rest of the season. We're here, we've won, we finally got over the hurdle of winning with this manager. Now it's time to go, because whether anybody wants to say it or not, he won an FA Cup. It's a completely different team. It's a completely different team.
It wasn't his team.
It wasn't his team. So now that it's his team, he needs to assert himself and get over the hump and start winning with his team. And that's why I think the League Cup, especially City's still in there. Is Liverpool still in the League Cup, or did they get bounced?
No, Liverpool got beat by Palace. We got Palace in the next round as well. City is still in there.
Newcastle, I think, still
in there. Is Chelsea still in there, or Chelsea get knocked out? I think Chelsea got knocked.
I think Chelsea's still in there too.
Yeah, Chelsea are one of those teams that are capable of getting to a final as well, in a cup as well, aren't they? So I don't think it's going to be easy to win that cup. But we should be winning this cup, and this is what I think that we're at. This is the stage that I think we're at. Yeah, it may be good enough to win something, but we might not be good enough to win something as well. I think the margin is so small right now. Yes, you can say we've got the players and stuff, yeah, but it's the management of these players where I'm thinking it just takes one thing to get it wrong. And, for example, both Gyökeres and Havertz are back, but he decides I'm going to start with Havertz now rather than Gyökeres. It totally changes the dynamics of the side once again. We might look good for the first few games, but I just think the balance is just going to change. So it's, do you know what? It's mind boggling about this team right now. It's so difficult to predict how we're going to perform after the international break.
Mhm.
You know, what type of reaction are we going to have after that draw? Because it wasn't a draw, but it felt like a loss. It
Yeah.
felt like a loss.
And we know that better than any Premier League team. Look at how many draws we had last year and it screwed us.
Absolute wild. Absolute wild. You got anything coming up on your channel?
This is my last week of my busy season, so I'm gonna try to shoot for Wednesday to do some content, but if not, definitely next week. It's just getting everything ready for the cold months. So,
oh yeah. You know, isn't it? It's Thanksgiving coming up this month, isn't it? Or
yeah, Thanksgiving's at the 26th. It's at the end of this month.
Yeah. So plenty of streaming, plenty of eating, and all that kind of family and all that kind of stuff, man. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, man. Do you know what I mean? I think we covered quite. Yeah, there was one other thing as well. Yeah, I'm seeing we're trying to give Trossard an extra year contract. What do you think about that? Do you think we should be looking for another winger right now for January?
I mean, in my personal opinion, I think Gabriel Martinelli should have been gone a year ago. I don't know why we keep messing around with him, especially if we're not going to play him in the proper position. So for me, I mean, okay, let me say it like this. Arteta should not get another transfer at all. At all. Should not get another transfer at all. Win with this year or you're out, and we see who we're hiring to then say, okay, we have to make some additions to the team. That's my opinion. Arteta should not get another transfer. The only way Arteta gets a transfer is if we hit a critical list to where we're calling up youth academy kids to be able to play in the starting 11 because we've been hit with so many injuries. Other than that, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He should not get another transfer. He needs to run it this year, and whatever happens, happens. That's for me. It's £1 billion, man. It's £1 billion has been spent with this guy.
Do you believe we can win? Do you believe we can win the title though? You're saying all of these things.
Yes,
about
I think Arsenal can win again if we win the League Cup. If we don't win the League Cup, then my answer is going to be no, because the League Cup is what's going to set the standard if you have the winning mentality, pretty much leading it. If you can win the League Cup final is during our bad months. So if you can, our bad months is December, January, and February. You win the League Cup, you've made it through the bad months with winning a trophy, and your winning mentality is there for the home stretch. So for me, that's why I'm saying if we can get that victory in there, that's the standard for the home stretch. Yes, I think we can win. If we can't win, then I think we got a problem. That's my, again, I'm standing by this. City, for me, has to prove themselves against some of these other teams that they are back to the standard of what they were at. Manchester City's defense has been shaky for 18 months. We couldn't take advantage of it. Their defense.
Liverpool did.
And Liverpool did. And here's the thing. Last year, the league wasn't that freaking good. Let's be honest. The league was not that good. So if we're and this year the league hasn't been that great. So if we're looking at it in that sample size, you get a far enough lead on points ahead of these other teams. You got a damn good shot at winning the league. The problem is that Arsenal's history is whatever pressure is applied to Arsenal, we fumble the bag. That's just what it is at the end of the day. Whenever pressure is applied to Arsenal, we fumble the bag. And I'll always say this, beyond just the sample size of Arteta is not just the 3 years where he's come in second place. The years prior to that is also a show that he is a habitual screw off. His first full year, he had us in 6th place, fumbled the bag, went to 8th. We had no European play. The following year, he had us up to 3rd, fumbled the bag, dropped us to 5th. The following year then starts the 2nd place run. So for me, it's again, he bottled top 4 to Spurs. Yeah. But that's my thing. You know, the manager has completely showed time and time again he knows how to fuck something up. because he's done it consistently from where our goals were for every single season. So again, this is why I'm standing by. We can still win the league 100%. But if he doesn't get over the hump of winning and proving to the players, because you played football when you were younger, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
Imagine, put yourself in the position of these players. You've been at it for 6 years with this guy, some of these players, and it hasn't worked. And you have screwed up every single season from where the goals are. Sooner or later, the players are going to be like, man, fuck what he's talking about. You can only say something so many times the same way and it get through to the players. You can only do that so many times. Sooner or later, it's going
but they're always saying, oh, Arteta's, best managers that's coached me.
Sure. But we also don't know what, but here, the one thing I'll give Arteta on that is he's got a tight-knit locker room.
Yeah.
That's one thing then you could say as a positive is he's got a tight-knit locker room. But again, somebody can also come back and say that is, well, if you talk bad about him, he doesn't play. So it's a weight of a scale with that. But anybody who's played, we've all played, we've all had coaches that annoy us. Even on a kid's level, if a coach annoys you, it deters you a little bit from wanting to play your best for that coach.
Yeah.
So now apply that to the professional level. You've been brought to one of the biggest clubs in the world to win. This guy's method is not winning, and it beyond not just winning before that, he has shown that he can't get over the line to what the goal for the club is every year. So again, that's the reason why I have my doubts about him. I think this team can definitely win, but the manager, that's the biggest problem.
Big up Tyrrell. Man. I think we're going to be having these conversations throughout the season, man. I was going through the emotions today because I was listening to like the Forever Arsenal podcast, and obviously you've got James on there who's quite balanced, and you've got Jordan on there as well, and Turkish, and you had that Cams guy, I think, Man United fan as well, and everything they were saying, you know what I mean? I kind of understood it. It's like Cams was saying that when teams win a league, they've always got someone who's had an outstanding season. So like imagine Haaland scores 100 goals or whatever. But with our team, there doesn't seem to be anyone outstanding in our team this season. Yes, we're getting goals, but there's not anyone that's really like there. Can Trossard be that player? I don't know, because he's shown inconsistency in the past. Gyökeres was supposed to be that player. Saka's definitely not going to be that player this season. So this is why I've got a big question mark this season.
But again, if you had, how do I word this? If you had a coach that wasn't so my way or the highway on this team and could look at what other teams did to ensure their success, would you be more open to the fact of this team winning? And you wouldn't be looking at it as less of, oh, can we do this? It's down to this. It's down to this.
Yep.
So, like, for example, if Arteta took the handbrake off of Saka and Saka got to do what Salah does and just sit at the halfway line and create an attack, I'm feeling better about Saka already. Whether the pace and everything is there, Saka being more further up to be able to try to get more creative and more offensive gives me better hope. If we talk about Trossard isn't playing in his proper position. I mean, the elephant in the room is Trossard is a number 10. That's what he was at Brighton. If he wasn't playing as number 10 at Brighton, he was playing as a secondary striker. He was never a winger. We've put him out on the wing. We've put him out on the wing to facilitate the need for him to play because of how well he played when we first got him that year when we bottled the 8-point lead.
Yeah.
And the other problem is that as much as we've tried to keep him as a super sub, since then, he scored more. Since the season we bottled the 8-point lead, he scored more goals than Martinelli. The only guy that he hasn't scored more goals than is Saka, I think. It's just Saka. And I think him and Havertz are on par.
Isn't he one of our best finishers, though, Trossard?
I think he's the best finisher on the team outside of Gyökeres.
Mm.
Gyökeres just being the pure striker that he is, I think is the best finishing ability. But behind him, it's Trossard. It's Trossard.
The Caps is a very hard guy to, you know what I mean, to make happy. So he's saying that he knows. But quick one before we get out of here, yeah. What's our best 11? Who would you say our best 11 is?
Timber on the right, Saliba and Gabriel as the center backs.
I know you're not choosing.
see, to go back to what I was saying on how I would play with the team, if he wasn't injured all the damn time and you could risk and you wouldn't be risking it, I would start Ben White and put Timber on the left.
Timber's excellent on the left as well, isn't he?
Because for me,
Ben White's that.
But I don't want Ben White going forward. I don't want Ben White going forward. I want a back line of 3 to solidify this so that we're good against counterattacks.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
I want at least a back 4 protecting the goalie every single time, no matter what. I want Zubimendi or Rice sitting on top of the 2 center backs and whoever the right back is to swing in. So you have a foundation of 5. Rice can move up just a little bit if he has to move up to win the ball back in the midfield and reset the play. I want a strong defensive foundation. If we're going to hype up this defense the way that we need to, then you do that. And then whoever the left back is, I mean, I would choose Hincapié at left back over Calafiori. Because I watched him at Leverkusen. The guy's
he can cross the ball as well in Hincapié as well, isn't it? He can get forward, he can cross. Yeah. He's like a Kieran Tierney, but more aggressive, I think.
The year that they won when he was playing as that third center back and he was bouncing in and out with Grimaldo at the left back side, he reminded me a lot of what's his name, the Brazilian fullback from Chelsea and Atletico, Felipe Luis. He reminds me a lot of Felipe Luis as far as his physicality and winning down the line. Yeah. So I would choose him. So I would say Timber. Ben White. Right. Yeah, but bro, that's the whole reason why you set up that back line that way.
So who's going to get the balls to the wingers then?
Rice and Zubimendi. But you keep Eze right there and you give Eze freedom to roam.
Okay.
I want guys playing in their proper positions. He can't defend against elite wingers. Again, you're looking at it from a one-on-one perspective. I'm looking at it from a whole group unit.
Zubi's going to help out, or Declan Rice is going to help out with defensive duties as well when it comes to tricky wingers going down the left or right. And Ben White, come on now, he's not the worst defender. Come on,
he's not the worst, but I get what he's saying.
He's just off form right now.
But he's also, you know what the problem with White is? He's caught out of position a lot. He gets caught out. He gets caught out a lot when he gets pushed too far up. But that's my point. I don't want Ben White leaving the back line. If I got Ben White or Timber, I want them staying right there to cover the 2 center backs. Plus Zubimendi sitting on top. So you have a back line of 4 plus Rice just ahead of it, who can also come and track back. So you already have 5 men back on a counter. So you're protected. I want Eze to have freedom to roam. Timber so much watch. Yeah, that's why Timber needs to stay back to help out with Saliba. For me, I want Eze to have the freedom of the park in the middle. He's a number 10. That's what
about Odegaard?
Never start for this fucking team again. Never start for this fucking team again.
But you know, Eze is a low touch footballer. He doesn't take many touches in that midfield area. Odegaard takes a lot of touches.
That's why. That's why I want Eze to have it. Again, if we're playing, the best formation is a 4-2-3-1, but Saka and whoever the left wing is should be starting at the edge of the 18-yard box. I don't want them as touchline wingers. That way, with Eze taking little touches, they're already breaking their diagonal runs for Eze to maybe take 2 touches instead of diagonal passing, and we're in and we're attacking. I don't want Eze having to drop back and then damn near have to play as another 8/10 the way Odegaard does. Again, and this again goes back to the manager. When the reins were off and when Odegaard was playing more of a 10, the guy scored 15 fucking goals.
Just quick attacks in it. None of this.
Quick attacks.
On the ball.
None of this slow stuff. None of this slow stuff. But but he had the freedom. That's the difference about Eze. With that attack
he played across that area where he's left, right. Because if you look at the goals against City in the final, that volley, he's on the right. He scored it from
the two number 10s had the freedom to go whatever to help out. There were times where it looked like it was Eze was the lone 10 and it was 2 strikers. And that's what I mean. I want Eze to have that freedom. I want Saka, and whether it's Trossard or Martinelli or whoever, to be closer to where you have the goal scoring options for him to take quick touches and get the ball rolling. That's what we need to be doing in this type of play. We're holding on to the ball too much. We ain't no Barcelona. This ain't Pep Guardiola Barcelona. Hold on to the ball, go U-shaped, and then figure out how to attack because we can just do it at any time. We make this shit look difficult. So that's the reason why, for me, I want Eze to have freedom. You do what you got to do. See, for me, I would line it up to where the 3 of them are interchangeable number 10s. The left wing, instead of a left wing, is a left 10. The right wing should be a right 10, and then you have a number 10 in the middle. And then if Saka wants to come in and Eze wants to go out to the right wing because he may have a better chance, or Trossard needs to play closer to the goal because he's a finisher, and Eze switches out to the left wing to get the ball. That's what I want to see.
Interchanging.
Because here, everybody normally talks about, we want to see what's his name, Luis Enrique, come to Arsenal to be the next coach, right? Well, what is Luis Enrique's ball? Ousmane Dembele's right wing, left wing, center. Varashelia is left wing, right wing, center. Doué is right wing, left wing, center. All of them are interchangeable. Well, all the players that we have that can play the number 10 are all interchangeable. Like, the uncomfortable conversation is we don't really have a true left wing. We don't.
No.
So if we don't have a traditional left wing, why don't we, again, compensate to help out all of our players? Saka doesn't have the burst away pace, so put him closer in the middle to the goal anyways, because we're going to need him to score.
Well, didn't we buy Noni for, what did we buy Noni for? Is that for Saka's position, or was it for the left?
I thought that was a joke. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Noni Madueke, but he's not an Arsenal player. He's not an Arsenal.
You don't think he's looked all right, though, since when he's played?
Anybody can look good dribbling 2 guys and then lose the damn ball. I'm dealing with this in Napoli with Matteo Politano. Politano's a bum. Madueke does the same thing, except he's faster. I mean, what was the sitter that he missed at the beginning of the year when he was playing? Was that City? What was the game that he missed the easy goal? And it was on his left foot.
Do you know what? It's been such a while. I don't even know.
It was one of the Madueke. No, Madueke's trash, man. I didn't want him on this team at all. I didn't want him on this team. I didn't want him anywhere near this team, if I'm being quite honest with you.
Would you take Leao?
No.
Yildiz?
Yes.
And Rodrigo?
I would 100% take Rodrigo, but Leao, hell no. Hell no. Anybody who's talking about Leao is looking at highlights and ain't watching Serie A. I'm sorry, man. I watch Serie A every weekend. You ain't watching Leao.
Is he bad? Is he that bad?
You know what it is? Leao's like Balotelli. He has all the skills. He has all the skills in the world. Leao, skill-wise, Leao could be the best winger in the world outside of Mbappe, because I think Mbappe's best position is on the left-hand side. I'm not too convinced that him as a striker, but that pace and everything that he has is the game changer. Leao is good in pace on the wing. The problem is, does he want it? You know, he won the Serie A for AC Milan, and he was by far the best player when AC Milan won the last Scudetto. But since then, he's been a no-show. He shows up whenever he wants. He'll have a world-class
Do you
game.
think that's a lack of motivation though? Because he wants probably higher level, play at a higher level.
Yeah, but if you want to play at a high level, you got to do the dirty work to get there.
True.
There's two. True. I mean that's part of the problem with football today. A guy has won good year. All of a sudden, he's a $90 million fucking player. It's like, bro, what are we doing here? The guy showed up for 1 year. You don't want to talk about the 3 seasons in the past he looked like shit? He just magically clicked? Like, come on, man. This is why this is ridiculous when it comes to that stuff.
Look at Semenyo as well. Semenyo, like, you know, even like I was bought over by the hype, but would you take Semenyo?
No.
This is the last question now because I need to go.
I'm not taking any player or any manager that does not have a history of winning or does not have a history of incredible consistency. This is Arsenal. You know what I mean? This is the 3rd biggest team in England. There's supposed to be standards when it comes to this.
Yeah, this guy, man, he doesn't.
You know what I mean? That's my problem with all this. You know, again, I always talk about this. When it comes to Italy, I'm a Napoli fan. We are not on the same level. You know, what I was trying to tell Lee the other day was because I told him, I said, Napoli has won bigger honors than Arsenal has in the last 21 years since you guys since Arsenal hasn't won.
Serious, bro. Maradona back in the day.
But in 21 years ago, we were bankrupt. In 21 years, we've gone from bankruptcy to now being worth just under 600 million euros, and we've won 2 Scudettos in 3 years. So if a club in my team squad, the worth of the players is only 350 million euros. So if we can figure it out on a budget, then it is what it is. Then there's no excuse for any of the big teams, because I want my team's trophy cabinet to look like an Arsenal's trophy cabinet in the coming years. Arsenal should be wanting a trophy cabinet of more than what they already have, not looking for, you know, the player that looks good for 1 year. I mean, again, Semenyo, cool. For what? For 1 year? And again, what happens if he blows a knee? What happens if he blows an ankle? Everybody looks at all this nuance for the 5 games. It's like, bro, let's see where Bournemouth finish this year. Let's see how they actually get going before we worry about a Semenyo. Yeah, you have to. You have to if you want to increase the standards. Listen, they've fallen off, but look at Liverpool. They won the league and they spent all this money to try to build dominance. Now, obviously, they screwed it off, but the mentality still needs to be kept the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're telling me coming into the next year I can get rid of Martinelli and go get Yildiz, I'm doing it. But I'm not getting Leao. For Leao to pick and choose when he wants to show up? No, fuck that. Prove the consistency.
We don't need that mentality. We need winners. But last question before we get out of here, yeah. Do you think we are light in midfield? It feels like that because if anything happens to Rice, Norgard, and he's another player that I didn't want.
Nope. Same. Did not want him. We're like here depth wise.
At least get Damsgaard instead of him instead of if you're going to go Brentford and buy a player, at least get the Damsgaard who's probably better than him.
Again, I don't know why we're even looking at Brentford. I'm sorry, man. It's. Again, I'm looking at this. We're the 3rd biggest team in London. Why are we looking at a team that's down there? The only 2 guys that were worth anything at Brentford was Wissa and Clemo, and Ivan Toney when he was there. That's it. Ain't none of them players worth Arsenal. Let them go. Let them go to Villa. Let them go to Spurs. Let them go to Everton. Let them go to that next tier of team and see where they are 2 years from now. This is Arsenal. We should be going after players that are on the Atletico Madrids, the Inter Milans,
Musiala's, and the big players.
Exactly. We shouldn't be wasting our time with this. We're the 3rd biggest team in fucking England. Like, come on. There should be a standard set here for the players. So for me, I think we are weak in the midfield. I think depth-wise we're fine, but quality, you look at the drop-off of quality from starting 11 to the bench players, it's massive. You go from top level to mid-table to bottom half team level quality as soon as you go from the starters to the bench.
Bin juice.
And that's also the problem to why we are where we are. There's no competition for these spots. There's no competition for these spots. When there's competition for the spots, it makes the players play better because at any given time you could get benched next week because so-and-so did better than you this week. That's part of the problem with this team. So yes, depth-wise,
Rice can't be benched, can he? Who's going to bench Rice?
But that's also where then you run into an injury problem. Because who the whole thing was, why can't we sign a right winger to back up Saka? Oh, who's going to play? Who's going to hold bench for him? Who wants to hold bench for him? Well, look what ended up happening. And now we're seeing residual effects. So it's like, so depth-wise, no, I think we have enough players, but quality, the difference between starters and benches is night and day.
Anyway, people, I think we've come to an end of the show. It's been a good show, man. Thank you, Gianni, for turning up today, man. Listen, I know you're on Aaron Talks and other shows as well, man. But keep doing what you're doing, man, and keep believing. Do you know what I mean? Because the problem is with our club and our fan base at times is we just accept mediocre and we just don't say anything. We're just happy. Look, as I want to go now, everyone's jumping into the chat now. Big up to DGT as well. Big up Don. Now you got an elite member. Big up Gianni. Yeah, see, everyone knows. Everyone recognizes real, innit? Real recognizes real at the end of the day. And big up to AFC always. Hope you're getting better and stuff like that. But people, make sure you play this one back, yeah, because we've gone over a lot of topics. Maybe we'll do this again sometime, if you're available.
Absolutely.
If you want me to jump on your channel or whatever, I'm happy to do whatever. Do you know what I mean? But all I know, Gianni, is if we don't beat Tottenham, we're going to be having words. We're going to be having words, my friend.
If we don't beat Tottenham, I'm going to be fucking pissed. I'm going to be pissed.
Listen, people, we're going to leave it there, man, because I need to go sleep. It's 11:30 and I got work in the morning. So big up to Gianni, big up to the chat, big up to Caps, big up to AFC Always, DGT, Big BBK, Tyrrell, and everyone that's joined the stream today. But we are gone. Peace.